This is an interview with Mrs. Albert Allen, who was Adelaide Gerow, affectionately known as Aunt Addie, at the age of 94 years. The interview was recorded on June 28, 1962, by Mrs. Harold Mutnick.
How did you come here? How did you come here?
The railroad was just built.
Oh, you came on the railroad.
Yeah, we come on the railroad. But the Elams come in the underground wagons, like this, that's from the,
Illinois, wasn't it?
no,
No?
that's in Old Home.
Missouri.
He come with a donner party. They passed away.
Was this the same, he came with Elam Brown's party, didn't he?
No, the Allens and the Elam Brown, they've got a Grandpa Browns all along.
Is that right?
Yeah, as well as the rest of this family.
Well, suppose you just tell it to me right.
And I was just reading to see how much Josiah Elam, father-in-law of Grandma Elam, comes back here when it was still part of the old Spanish ranch. His family came as far as Donna Lake with unfortunate Donna Party. And Father Elam was only 8 years old when he left Missouri.
That's Josiah.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Uh-huh. But he was the son of Mrs. Brown, wasn't he?
No. Yes. He was, well...
Not at the time, but he was the...
He was, well, not late. The Allen, the Father Allen was only 8. And he landed over in Charles Valley.
That's your husband?
Yes.
Yes.
And now Grandma Brown and Grandpa Brown, Grandma Allen, lost her husband. And the rest of the family was all married except Father Allen.
Oh.
He was the baby of the family. And Grandpa Brown lost his wife. Well, they was married by Mexican Al Calder over in Vallejo.
In Vallejo?
Yes, after they come here.
Oh.
After they were married, they come over and brought the Elam friend.
Yeah.
And lived here.
Well, now then, when did Mrs. Allen Brown's husband die? He died on the way out here?
Yes, and so did Grandpa Brown's wife.
And do you know about where they were when they died?
No. And I'll tell you, the Donna party lost their family. There's a somewhere in the Rocky Mountains.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell you. But they left Missouri together. And they've known each other there.
Mm-hmm.
But her husband died, and his background was that. Then they come here, and they all was living in Charles Valley. So we lived there 2 years, I think, before Grandma Brown and Grandma Allen was married. Then they all moved over here.
Oh, they lived here for 2 years before they were married?
Sure.
Oh.
And this here Warren Bradley, that was Father Allen's youngest sister.
Oh.
And she was married in Missouri, and Uncle Wesley were married in Missouri, and that was their oldest child. When they come out here, he was born in Charles Valley.
I see. Well, now then, they were the ones who lived in that adobe house out there.
Yes. Well, the Browns lived there. Grandma and Grandpa Brown lived there, too, after they was married. They
Oh.
lived there a long time.
But did Elam Brown live there before he and Mrs. Allen were married?
Oh, no. They
No.
lived up in Charles Valley, both of them. That's where they lived.
Yeah.
The whole lot. There was something like, I think there was 32 of them all together. The families, the
But,
today.
yes, and some of them went down to San Jose, and then, before they came back here.
No, not that I know of.
I thought that they went to San Jose before he was able to buy this piece of property. No.
No, not that I know of. Because they was all living there. Now, I'll tell you from the start.
Now you tell us.
This here is long near home.
All right, suppose you tell us right, as you said.
Well, I'll tell you. Now, we better start from when they left Missouri.
Fine.
Well, as near as I remember Father Allen telling it to me. That's a long time ago, so I forget what the year was. Now, Uncle Wesley Bradley and Joe Childs were scouts for during the war. You know, they were Indian scouts, and they come out here. And when, what was his name?
Fremont?
When Fremont was killed, the Indians killed him. They got away and went back to Missouri, and both of them were married. And one married Father Allen's sister. Uncle Wesley Bradley married them. And they got up this party that come out here from Missouri. They were, I forget how many years, but 2 years I think it took them. After they went back, before they got things arranged to come out here with the horses and wagons. And they come out, and Uncle Wesley and Aunt Becky were married there 2 months before they started back out here. And their son was a Warren Bradley that was born here in Lafayette. And they started out, and Grandpa Brown, his first wife, I understand, was an Allen. That's what I heard. Now, I don't know for sure.
Yes, his oldest son, Thomas Allen Brown, was named Thomas Allen for his mother's father.
Well, I know they were relatives. They were named. And anyhow, Uncle Wesley and Joe Childs, I don't know who Joe Childs married, but they were the leaders of the team out here, the gang. I can't talk right. They come back out, and on the road out, they all got sick. And I think there was 40 wagons on them when they left Missouri, if I remember him telling us that. And Father Allen was only 8 years old then. And and they come out, and after it was
Wagon train?
No, this here small town was a place where they
Fort Bridger?
It was a fort, and
Fort Bridger was where Warren Brown was left because he was quite ill.
Yes, Warren Brown was left there. He was only a boy, little boy. Well, that they got there and they had to lay over, and there was a lot of them died there, and that's where Father Allen's father died. And that's where Miss Grandpa Brown's wife died there too.
I see.
And then they decided to come on. was about the same age as Grandma Ellen.
Mm-hmm.
Only the father was the only child. The rest of hers was all married
I see.
and had children.
Mm-hmm.
And they come, then they got us furs down a lake. And at down a lake, and Uncle Wesley and Joe Charles said, well, we can't stop here because it had lots of feed and their cattle was getting pretty well wore out, the ox teams. And he said, we can't stay here because it's going to have a storm. And if we stay, we can never get out of here. And the Donner party wouldn't come. They met them there at Donner Lake. And they wouldn't come on with them. They stayed. And Uncle Wesley and his party of the Allens and Browns come on to Sacramento. And then from Sacramento, they went over and took up land in at Charles Valley. It's named after them, and you can see on the roads when I went up past there once.
Where is it?
It's over in Napa County.
Mm-hmm.
And the ox teams, the yokes and things that comes a big arch over the highway, and those ox yokes and things, it's still this. And that was Joe Charles that took
Now,
up the
is
first
that
land.
spelled like child, or is it spelled Chiles?
I think it's C-H-I-L-E, but I'm not sure.
I've seen it both ways.
You have. Well, there at Charles Valley, I've been wanting to go there the worst way. But I never could get up there. I've been past there on the highway, but never had time to stop. And, they was there, and then after they were living there when Grandpa married Grandma Ellen. And then they come over and bought the Aquiline Scratch. I don't know, I think that was bought from Mexico.
It was bought from a man by the name of Leidesdorf in San Francisco.
He was.
And he had bought it from a man by the name of Valencia, a Mexican.
Vallejo?
No, Valencia.
Valencia. Well, I don't
He
know.
owed Mr. Leidesdorf money, so he had to give up this grant to Mr. Leidesdorf.
Yes. Well, Father Adele said they bought there, and the married children. I don't think Grandpa Brown's children, any of them was married when he married Father Adele.
Must be a tape recorder, is it? That'll be in the stock market.
And I don't remember.
Well, you had a kind of a way she got.
And so they come and bought, when they bought that land, they let part of the Allens. There was Uncle Sam Jones and Aunt Betsy. That was Father Allen's oldest sister and her husband. And they had 2 children when they bought that. And Jones Ranch up here in Happy Valley, the old Jones Ranch is where they bought and built. And then there was Aunt Betsy, and then there was the Gorhams, Melissa Gorham, and they were the ones that went down south and lived down there in Watsonville.
They came back, though, didn't they?
Huh?
They came back, didn't they?
No, they
No.
died in Watsonville.
Well, there were lots of Gorhams around here.
Yes, and then Aunt Melissa and Aunt Betsy and Aunt Becky was Father's sisters. And then there were 2, Tom and Jim Allen. And one of them was married, and I forget which one. But they're up there in Portland the last of that family is in Portland yet, living in the old homestead, where she was an old maid school teacher. And she was, when her nephew was here, she was 97 or 98 years old. And I have the book made out. Her nephew was here, and I spent day after day with them, telling them, and because what they knew from their father, we straightened out a lot of it. The book's one, and I can't find it.
Oh, dear.
And the only thing in that is several of the later ones, but they were gone.
How about Hastings?
Huh?
Hastings.
No, Hastings was Grandpa Brown. Grandpa Brown's. Warren Brown, Grandpa Brown's younger son, married. He married the Hastings girl.
Did they come out with the same train?
He was the one that was left back there.
Yeah.
And then
But did the Hastings come out with the same train?
I don't know. The Hastings come from Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I knew the Hastings, they come up later. And and Father Allen, I guess that's all. It seemed to me as though there were 7 of them. There's 2 would be 5, and Father would be 6.
Andrew?
Huh?
Andrew?
And Uncle Andy, yes. Uncle Andy. He was the oldest boy. And he died here in Lafayette. Bob McNeil.
Mm-hmm.
Bob McNeil was his grandson. And that's all of them, I think, 6. And Grandpa Brown had 4. 3 boys and a girl. And his daughter was married to a man by the name of Smith.
Napoleon Bonaparte Smith.
Yes, that had the last one of that family was buried here about 6 months ago.
Where did they live?
They lived over in Alhambra Valley, and had the Alhambra opened up the Alhambra mineral springs, and they died there.
Did Napoleon and his wife live in Alhambra?
Yeah. And they died there. And their daughter, married Warren Bradley.
The Warren Bradley who was born out here
Yeah.
in... Yeah.
Him and they were married, and Warren went down south too, and he died down there. His father and mother and his sister, they all was down there in the Waukegan anyhow. And they died down there in 90, I think it was. And I don't think there was any more of it.
L.M. Lawrence M. Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't there a Lawrence Brown?
Yes, there was Judge Brown, Lawrence Brown, and what was the other? Elam.
Was there an Elam too?
Yes.
A young Elam?
Yes.
Where did he go?
Well, he was in Marquette.
Oh.
There were 3 boys, and then I think they're all buried in Marquette.
I see.
Yes. But,
And he didn't have any girls? Any daughters? Oh, yes, the one, the married Smith.
no, that wasn't his. That was his sister. young Elam's sister.
Well, young Elam was Grandfather Brown's
Boy.
boy.
Yeah. And he was a brother to that girl.
There. All right.
And but the Allens, they were, well, most of them stayed right here in Happy Valley until their families grew up.
Mm-hmm.
And they used, you know where the Rowan place is?
Yeah.
Well, that was Uncle Wesley Bradley's place over there. And Uncle Sam Jones lived up here in Happy Valley. Their house and everything was gone away to big orchard up in there. And Uncle Ned Gorham's folks lived just down a ways below where it's down on the old road over to
Walnut Creek?
Walnut Creek. Down there by the cemetery, right? They give Uncle Ned Gorham gives the cemetery off of his ranch for the cemetery. There was a man killed in Moraga Valley with a wild cattle, and there was nobody knew who he was. He couldn't find out who he was or anything, and so he gave that to the cemetery, and they buried that man there. He was the first person buried in the Lafayette cemetery.
When was that? Do you have any idea?
Well, that was before we came here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you came in 1880?
1880. But there was only a very few graves there.
Mm-hmm. Well, now, what relation was Uncle Ned Gorham to
Southern Elm?
Yes.
Well, he's a brother-in-law.
All right.
Yeah. His brother-in-law.
Do you remember anything about the mill?
Huh?
Do you remember anything about the mill?
Oh, yes. The old mill?
Mm-hmm.
Well, now, the old mill first was in the Redwoods. Grandpa Brown bought that. He bought some land from the Moragas and cut the big gum trees, and I think the only place there's any lumber out of that the old mill bought is where the back of the old store. Back of the old store there. That belonged to can't I think of anything? My cousin married his daughter, or his son. Shreves. Well, Shreves, about the time that they started, before they started the mill, he come out here from back east someplace. I think he was from Ohio, but I'm not sure. But Shreves come here, and he built the first schoolhouse and taught school there. And then he married one of the Hodges women, girls, the Hodge girls, and started the store and got the post office there. Well, this paper gives it all wrong about the post office.
That was 1857, I believe, wasn't it?
I don't know. It was long before I come out here. And I know that he built that store and lived in it. And that gives it the old store to somebody else's will. And they built the old store there and had it for years and years. And then
You tell me about the mill. The lumber.
Oh, the lumber. Well, they cut the lumber there and built the houses that was built here. Well, that old story is the only one. And the Pete Thompson blacksmith shop, they've got that all wrong there. Peter Thompson come out here in 49, I think it was, that he come and built the shop. And the building, the shop is built, moved back there where it used to be, back up further. And
It isn't there anymore.
isn't it? I thought they built it over.
I don't think so.
And it's a paint shop on it. But the first up on top was a big, right onto the lumber in the black letters.
Mm-hmm.
Chemicals made. Yeah. And he was the first blacksmith, was Peter Thompson. He was from Canada, the same place I was.
Same town in Canada?
Yes. Picton, Ontario.
Is that right? Beckton?
Picton.
Picton.
Yeah. And he built that there and built it and run that blacksmith shop. Now they said my son started there. He did, sir. My old boy did, son. But that was in 1915. That he,
Considerable.
and he didn't stay long because George went in the army and left too much work. So he come and he bought George's interest in the cattle out, and he come home with us, him and his wife and 2 children. And we lived together from that time till she died.
Could you tell me how Mr. Shreve happened to come out here?
No, I don't know.
You said he built the first schoolhouse.
Yeah.
Do you know where it was?
I think he was to Ohio, but I'm not sure.
Do you know where the schoolhouse was?
The school, yeah.
Where?
It's right down there. You know where First Street comes in, on each side of First Street. Well, that there road, when it comes out on the old Summer Road there, is right where the old schoolhouse used to be. It was a log schoolhouse, and it was there for years. But that's where the old schoolhouse is.
Well, now how?
And then, and when they give up that schoolhouse, they built up where the church is now, a little bit of one-room school.
Mm-hmm.
Built, and that got too small, and then in 90, I think it was, no, must have been earlier than that, 80s. Over some it's about 89 or 90, 89 or 90, because we was living up in Happy Valley, and Father Allen was the carpenter that built the part of the church now. Was the second, that was the third school. And then in 40, when was the last school where they built now?
25 or 6, I believe, but I don't remember.
Well, anyhow, that school there is where my son had the blacksmith shop.
Well, now, where did you go to school?
I went to school, I went to the old Linda School, the first school that was built there. I went there the last term that I went. And I went to school with the Moragas, with the 4 of the Moragas.
But that was in Orinda.
In Moragas. No, the Moragas was out here at Lafayette School. I went.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's where Mrs. Rosenberg taught at one time.
Yes, ma'am. I knew Mrs. Rosenberg for years. I'll tell you, she can tell you an awful lot.
We've talked with her a lot too.
Yes, because I knew her, we was well acquainted, and her and I is the only 2 left here of the real old timers. I thought she was the same age as me, but she's not. She's 4 years younger. She had her 80th birthday the last.
The 90th birthday.
Her 90th birthday, I should have said.
Now, your husband went to school at the Lafayette School.
Well, so did Father Allen. Was the first school that was built, the Dobie School. He went to school to Swedes.
A log school, a log house.
Huh?
It was a log house school or a adobe
Yes,
school?
I think it was logs. The lumber was cut over in the road. And the whole thing made it. And, well, when I first come here, there were 17 houses in Lafayette.
Who lived in those houses?
How can I think of them? I don't know. They were the two Thompsons, Peter Thompson and his brother, and their friends. And there was the Huff. That was Carrie Huff, was the baby then. And she had 3 brothers.
That was not Milo Huff. Milo lived in Walnut Creek, didn't he? By the time you came here.
I don't remember the names. But I don't remember what. He had the hotel with her father there, and grandmother had the Huff Hotel
In Walnut Creek?
in Lafayette. Oh. And they've got it here different. I don't know what it is. But no, Huff. There was Huff and Grandpa Brown and Warren Brown and what was
Bickerstaff.
yeah, Bickerstaff was up further. And Bickerstaff, and then there was
Gorham?
Mulholland, no, Gorham's was down further. They were all down below. I was just in Lafayette thinking about them. The Maloney's. I think that was all. Except that I forget an old Englishman and his wife. That was hunters that lived there. There was 17 of them houses was all there was there. And but
Now, how about the grist mill? The grist mill.
Well,
Do
the
you remember?
mill,
Yes.
they tore down the redwood mill and brought that up to Lafayette. And right there where the theater is was the old mill stand where they ground the flour and everything. And my husband run the and fired the engine there.
Is that right?
Yes. Yes, he fired the engine there for it. And that run there for years.
They didn't use the water, did they, in the creek for it? It was
no, it was engine. They burnt straw.
Mm-hmm.
You know. And they burnt some straw for the ground mixed with no go. And there's one of them mills. Oh no, I think they brought it down and put it in the park there.
Millstone.
Uh-huh. The old millstone out of there. That was up back of the blacksmith, Peter Thompson blacksmith shop.
Well, now, where did you live when you came to Lafayette? Where?
Well, when we come from Bart was born over in Columbus, and he was not 2 years old yet.
Mm-hmm.
Down on Bryan Station. You know where the crossroads is there? The overpass. Well, right there is where my father had his blacksmith shop.
Oh.
And he had the blacksmith shop there for years.
Well, that was called Lafayette, even though we...
Oh, no.
All right.
No, that was called Bryant Ranch.
Yes.
When we come here, Bryant Ranch.
Well, then when did you move over to this part?
After I was married.
Oh, I see.
Mm-hmm. I was married in 84.
And where did you live after you were married?
Well, they took me $50. Yeah. My husband owned 30 acres up there, and we lived up here, and our children was all born here in Lafayette except 2. 7 children. My goodness. Do you know, last year, the school records, I guess will give it to you. There was from 1 to 5 or 6, or maybe more, of the Allens went to the Lafayette school. Last year, the first year, there was no Allen. And this year, my granddaughter.
When did his father die? Mr. Allen.
Oh, he died. I got his death.
Before you were, quite a while before you were married.
Oh no, he
No.
died in our house.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh, when did his mother die? It was when
Well,
after his mother died that he
Yes. But after she died in 78 or 79. But Johnny doesn't know here.
in the cemetery.
No, in my footprint. Yes. No, if she died, her and Mary, Albert had a sister named Jenny. Not Mary, Jenny. There were just 3 of them. Clarence was killed up in Mount Diablo. There's the Hastings. I forgot that. The Hastings. That was the Grandpa Brown. Warren Brown. The Hastings family was Warren Brown's wife.
Her name was Laura, wasn't it?
Yes,
Mhm.
Laura Brown. Albert and Clarence found him. I didn't know that Clarence was there. I didn't think he was old enough to be too old man.
In 77?
Yes, I didn't think he was old enough because he was so much younger than Albert. But here's his name, Albert Allen.
See if it gives his age anywhere. Is he here at all?
No.
Well, that must be where he just started the school then.
Well,
Where you found him over here, he must have just started.
no, Albert was here before.
Yes, but I mean Clarence. You said that Clarence was younger.
Yes. Annie Thompson. That was the oldest Thompson. Minnie Wilson. That's one family I left out when I was talking.
Where did the Wilsons come
Wilson. I don't know. But they lived here.
from?
They were some relations. Oh, I know. There's Mrs. Wilson was a Maloney. Minnie Wilson here. That was the girl. And Nettie. Etta Slip. That was Uncle Sam Jones's granddaughter.
Now, what happened to all the Joneses?
All the Joneses are scattered. I don't know where they are.
How did Nathaniel Jones live here a long time?
Oh, yes, he died here.
Is
He died in Walnut Creek.
Is he in the Lafayette Cemetery?
Yes, he was sheriff
Yes.
and assemblyman. Yes, but no, he died in Walnut Creek, but he was buried here in Lafayette, and all his children was buried there.